So my story begins, it was about December of 2014. It was over Christmas. I was with my family and I started experiencing like rapid heart rate. Almost felt like a panic attack. And I checked my blood pressure because my dad has a blood pressure cuff, and it was really high. So I decided I'm gonna go to the ER, have this checked out. My A1C was 11.9. I think that converts to like an average blood glucose of 350. So that was through the roof. My triglycerides were off the chart. It was over, I think, 1100. And my cholesterol was barely readable because my blood had essentially taken all of that excess sugar buildup and converted it into lipids, which is why I was having the cardiac symptoms. That's when I found Mercy Primary Care, and Tracy Hinkle took me on as a patient, and she looked at my lab results, and I met with Annie that day, and we talked about injectables and other options that I might have. One of the biggest hurdles I initially had was the fact that I had extreme needle phobia, and I had to suddenly deal with the fact that I had to test my blood sugar routinely. I had to give myself regular insulin injections. I think the biggest help that I had at that point was turning to a care team, finding a primary care physician that could look after me and gave me the information that I needed, someone who understood the concerns that I had, especially with the needle phobia on top of it. Somebody who was going to be willing to work with me because I wasn't immediately going to be able to jump into this and do what needed to be done right away. I did everything that they coached me through. I was in routine contact with Annie weekly. We discussed my numbers, we discussed how I was doing, and we got my A1C down from 11.9 to a 5.6, which is, I believe, considered almost pre-diabetic levels within 6 months. And after that, I've been able to maintain at a 5.8. Having a diagnosis of diabetes and learning about the disease and meeting with a diabetic educator, I quickly learned that there are people out here who don't, they're not as informed as they should be. There's people who don't take management as seriously as they should. And I feel a lot of that has to do, I think, with lack of guidance. And that's one thing that Mercy did well, and that it kind of inspired me to move forward with my education and pursuing a career as a community healthcare worker, hopefully to be a diabetic advocate down the road. Diabetes is not a death sentence. It is just another illness that you can live with and live a completely long, normal, and healthy life.